Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I want to reminisce a little bit about how did 2025 go for this channel. So if you're interested in some numbers on how a YouTube channel performs, then this video just might be for you. And also I want to talk a little bit about what do I want to do in 2026 and also give you a say what would you want to see me do in 2026. So 2025 started from a pretty decent spot. Channel had a solid spot as by far the #1 Warcraft Rumble channel in the world in January, with more than twice the size of the next competing channel, so by far the biggest channel. I also started a collaboration with Method in January, and I built a guide site for Rumble for Method's website, and that was completed by June, and it took me more than 400 hours of work. So it's complete. There's like every dungeon, every campaign mission, every raid, lots of different alternatives on how to complete everything. Advanced rulebook that includes all the secret details about the game, just everything about the game, and it's done. But then Warcraft Rumble sadly entered maintenance mode at the start of July, just when things were going well. Sad times. However, luckily for me, Raid Shadow Legends actually reached out to me and offered a sponsorship. Because my main game was in such a decline, they asked, okay, hey, if you want to do some videos for us, then we would be willing to pay you for that. So I started working with Raid. I started that in mid-July. Originally, the contract was for a couple of months, but since then it has been extended on a monthly basis. So I'm still working with Raid, I'm still doing Raid videos, I'm still being sponsored by Raid. But on the other hand, there's not much job security, because like I know if I'm going to be working with Raid next month, like in the last final days of the previous month. So yeah, that can be a stressful situation, but it is what it is. Well, running a YouTube channel as a business is always stressful anyway. I didn't make Hearthstone videos in 2025, although I did continue writing for Hearthstone Top Decks a little bit less than usual. I wrote 24 articles for Hearthstone Top Decks during 2025, so 2 articles per month. Partially also because I built that guide site for Warcraft Rumble for Method, and yeah, that more than 400 hours, that really took some time. As for channel performance, well, views, you can tell that Rumble went into maintenance mode in July. Channel had 2.5 million views overall in 2025, which is down from the 3.6 million views it had in 2024. And of course, the number of views is not looking too great after Rumble went into maintenance mode. Before it did, March 2025, the arrival of Lich King to Warcraft Rumble was actually the best month for this channel over the past 2 years. So it was better than any other month in 2025. It was also better than any month in 2024. Not as good as Rumble launched, though. Rumble launched in late 2023. That was even better. And previously, like some of my days with Hearthstone Mercenaries, those were also better than that. But March 2025, things looked really, really good. I had been doing a lot of work on those method guides. Lots of those were released, and traffic was starting to get good over there, and traffic on YouTube channel was good, and life looked beautiful. Overall, I published 315 videos in 2025, although it's quite a few less than in 2024. 2024 was the record year. I published 473 videos in 2024. I did work pretty crazy hours in 2024 just doing videos, because I was doing like every campaign mission for Rumble, every dungeon, every leader. So just creating the library of complete guides to Rumble. And of course, in 2025, I also wrote a lot for Method, so that took some time. And then in the last couple of months, I have actually been a little bit sick. I have a slip disc in my back, and that has really made it difficult to work. So the last 2 months have been a little bit awkward. As for subscribers, YouTube typically is a marathon, it's not a sprint, so you grow by some thousands per year and some thousands per year, and it's rare for a YouTube channel to grow really, really much in a short time. But of course, Rumble going into maintenance mode did hurt the channel a lot. Subscribers peaked at 40,984 in early July 2025. At the end of 2025, the number of subscribers was down to 39,738. Although at the start of 2025, we were still 1,000 lower. So I have lost some 1,200 subscribers net. Of course, there's always crunch when you talk about old channels. So even if nothing special happens, I lose 10 subscribers every day. And then obviously I get new ones. So even the time when the channel was growing, 10 old subscribers unsubbed every single day. So 300 every month. But the channel was still able to grow. But haven't been able to attract as many new subscribers anymore after Rumble went into maintenance mode, and also a lot of people left. So I haven't been able to fully stabilize. I thought that I was going to stabilize in November 2025. So you can see there's a small uptick there. So the numbers started to grow again, and then they started to fall again. So I just haven't been able to find that way to really gather those raid audiences. Although things don't look quite as bad when you look at ad revenue, I'm not showing the exact numbers here, but just an idea of a graph on how the revenue has overall developed. So there was that March with the Lich King, and that was the peak. But Rumble videos actually had really low revenue per mil. So making Rumble videos, it was really hard to succeed. The ad revenue just wasn't there. Raid videos have multiple times the same revenue per viewer. So raid videos, even though they have not been viewed as much, then they have still been able to bring in some ad income as well. And that really shows if we take a look at my top 10 videos of 2025 by revenue, and 4 out of my top 10 by revenue are raid videos. So the top video is still Heroic Molten Core, all bosses, 40 minutes, 83,000 views. That has generated the most revenue. But the second most revenue comes from a raid video, all active promo codes in Raid Shadow Legends, November 2025. 14,000 and some, so almost 15,000 views, and almost as much revenue as more than 80,000 views of Rumble content. And we can also see, like, there's a raid video, new promo code, all valid Raid Shadow Legends promo code, 6,600 views, and it has generated more revenue than 24,000 views of Siege of Ironforge content. And almost same as 30,000 views of Rumble content. So Rumble really, the money just wasn't really there. Rumble content would have required so many viewers to really make money. And Lich King, even though that Lich King event got so many views, so many viewers, Arthas Reforged event guide, 44,000 views, but it was still an outlier even by Rumble standards, because there was like a Siege of Ironforge, 24,000 views that generated more ad revenue than 44,000 for Lich King. And that 44,000 for Lich King barely beating 6,000 views of raid content. But yeah, Siege, raid, that was the most popular type of content for Warcraft Rumble, whereas promo links, promo codes are the most popular type of content that I have been able to find so far for raid. And indeed, revenue-wise, Rumble viewers did not attract high-value ads. So what am I going to do in 2026? The raid sponsorship continues for now, at least for January, but I don't have any visibility beyond that. So it will only be at the final days of January that I will know if it's going to continue into February or not. So as I said, there's no real security here. I have to be ready to pivot very, very quickly. I have enjoyed raid a lot. Finding an audience for raid, that has been super hard. I don't really know why. I think a lot of raid content, there's so many mistakes and information is so hard to get from most raid videos. I think overall the quality of raid content on YouTube is very, very low. But this kind of information-dense educational content that I make for raid, it just doesn't seem to resonate with the raid viewer base. So I don't know. I'm not sure what they're really looking for. I also tried a few new raid topics and approaches in December, but none of them worked out yet. So I'll have to figure out something better for raid. But I'm not out of ideas yet, so we'll see. I'd like to do some 2026 updates for Rumble as well. So I have this monthly Rumble video about, okay, how is Rumble doing and what has happened in the last month. But maybe some Rumble gameplay, but that will be very limited, just a few videos here and there. I dabbled a bit in variety gaming content in autumn, but then after I broke my back, then that has been on hiatus. I just haven't had the physical means to continue doing that, but maybe I can pursue more of that as well. And I am considering starting something new, maybe an analytical channel that's not a gaming channel, because my real expertise, I mean, it's in things like ethics, strategy, process improvement, economics, political science. It's not really a typical gamer background, I suppose. So maybe a non-gaming analytical channel, fact-checking channel even, something like that could be in the works. But we'll see, I haven't decided yet. But what would you want to see? Either on the old Guardian channel, or if I were to make a new channel, what kind of channel would you like to watch? Because there's a lot to think about, a lot to build more upon in 2026. The raid stuff, as long as the sponsorship continues, everything is fine, but the audience is not there so far. I haven't really found the key to bringing a big raid audience of the size that would be needed to just make it run on ad revenue and sponsorships. So that hasn't happened yet. But I'll keep trying on that aspect as well, and hopefully doing a little bit more non-raid content on the side as well. So that's for 2026. Yeah, 2025 was definitely an eventful year, and hopefully I will be able to find some good ideas for this coming year. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.